ping ponging a lot. So where I landed this movie, it is really ambitious. It's so big and it's big in scope. And for the most part, I enjoyed really so many parts of this film. But it's possible that this is a scenario where I think the sum of the parts are greater than the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Up to this point, every film in this franchise has been a very simple A to B storyline. And here we have George Miller throwing the entire kitchen sink in the franchise, which is cool. And I'm glad that this is doing something different. However, as I'm watching this, I felt two polar opposite reactions tugging at me. One was absolute glee with the spectacle of this film, and there's just some outstanding set pieces in this, most notably the big set piece at the Bullet Farm. And also there's a great action driving sequence with Furiosa and Praetorian Jack, where it's reminiscent of the type of action we're getting some of that in Fury Road, but it was even amped up even bigger than that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I felt like I was watching Mad Max's greatest hits show. This is the first film in the franchise that I feel like it's fully conscious of its past lore.
Mm-hmm.
The previous three sequels all have felt like they could be watched and enjoyed independently of each other. But Furiosa is steeped in the past and in the future, and it's dependent on its audience bringing baggage to the franchise. And I would say, unfortunately, this franchise's agenda has shifted to creating a franchise now, which is now has me a bit concerned because I think one of the strengths of these films is the lack of cohesion sometimes. Just
Mm-hmm.
like older James Bond films where they can all kind of live independently, I would like to see, that's how I kind of like, we've talked about this on all the other films, like they kind of all kind of
You
can
feel like
live as
serialization.
lore and
Yeah.
myth telling and things like that. I still look forward to Tom Hardy and probably Charlize Theron returning and completing like a trilogy of these. But I'm also totally fine with this franchise being rebooted later on with different actors and maybe different filmmakers who, and sharing different visions of this Mad Max dystopian future. And I guess finally I'll just say I did like this movie, but I didn't love it. Definitely not as much as Lenny did, as much as I hoped I would. And I think it suffers from the same problem that like Solo, a Star Wars story, does.
I thought of Solo too.
It gives us answers to questions that I didn't have.